It's two shows in one. The Superhero Comic-Con and Car Show, August 4th through the 7th in San Antonio at the Freeman Expo Hall. Presented by Thomas J. Henry. It's a Comic-Con with stars like Ewan McGregor, Haley Atwell, Simu Liu, Giancarlo Esposito, wrestling superstar Hulk Hogan, Arrow's Stephen Amell, Dave Bautista, and many more. Plus a massive Hollywood car show with 45 awesome cars like Batmobiles and Transformers Optimus Prime. Tickets available at pmxevents.com.
Dave Campbell's Texas Football, the leading publication for all things football in Texas, and the TaxAct Texas Bowl are proud to recognize the most outstanding high school football player in the state each week with the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week award. Each week, the DCTF staff nominates 10 candidates for that week's award based on the previous week's on-field performance. We then leave it up to you to vote at texasfootball.com. Voting closes each Friday at noon, with the winner being announced shortly thereafter. Another ludicrous group of nominees.
It's insane.
It gets worse every week. Let's start. Katie Morton Ranch running back Santana Scott. So they played one of the wildest games of the weekend with Morton Ranch beating Cinco. Katie Morton Ranch running back Santana Scott had 219 yards and 3 touchdowns rushing. He also had 3 catches, 86 yards, 3 touchdowns receiving.
God.
So he had 6 total touchdowns.
In light work.
3 and 3. San Antonio Harlandale quarterback Jacob Saucedo went 17 of 22 for 307 yards and 5 touchdowns passing, and he ran for another touchdown. Alice quarterback Cutter Stewart, 491 yards, 7 touchdowns passing, and 14 yards on the ground. El Campo running back Ruben Owens put the Rice Birds on his back in the second half. 291 yards and 5 touchdowns, including 4 in the second half to push past Navasota. New home quarterback Caleb Cook threw for 546 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Holy cow.
Caleb Cook from New Home. Speaking of 8 touchdowns, Melissa quarterback Trevor Ham went ham. Okay. 15 of 21, 409 yards, 8 touchdowns passing. Brady quarterback and free safety Hayden Baronet. I think he's been nominated before. 231 yards, 2 touchdowns passing, 179 yards, 5 touchdowns rushing, 10 tackles, and an interception. Sure. Houston Fur running back Johnny Robinson ran for 329 yards and 3 touchdowns. Speaking of the 303 club, Alto running back Rashawn Mumphrey ran for 344 and 3 touchdowns. And finally, Corpus Christi West Oso running back Elijah Huff carried the ball 41 times for 311 yards and 4 touchdowns rushing. He also returned a kickoff 73 yards for a score. So those are your Week 5 Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week nominees. Glad I don't have to pick.
Yeah.
Vote at texasfootball.com right now.
Honestly, making this a voting component to where we don't have to select these is the smartest thing that this company has ever done.
We are brilliant. We are brilliant. We've it's the same thing with the Whataburger Super Team.
Yeah.
TexasFootball.com/WhataSuperTeam. I'm so glad that that's all fan voted because I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. It's hard enough. It's hard enough
to list the 100 players for the watch list.
Yeah, to list the 100 players, and then eventually we do have to choose Mr. Texas Football. And
we get to that 10, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
That sucks. I can't imagine doing that every week.
No, that's just that and choosing the cover of the magazine are the two where we literally make a meeting to go, okay,
at each other.
What are we going to do here?
Anyway,
it's fun.
TexasFootball.com. Go vote.